Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So I'm just starting off on the daily, just to highlight something here. And obviously we were looking a little bit bearish yesterday, but the buyers came back in off 18,390 and left us with a pin bar. Now that's not really structure. The structure is actually lower down because from a daily perspective anyway. Let's get both these levels in and I'll give them to you. So this pin bar is obviously critical. This double top here is obviously also critical. So it's 18,300 to 18,250. So that's the actual zone that we need to pay attention to on the daily. But if you look here, ever so slightly a lower low. And then if you look at the oscillators, you can see the oscillators are, well, one of the oscillators anyway is giving us diversions. So nothing really to read into it, but it's just important to see from a daily perspective that the buyers are coming in. They're not scared of what's going on. And you can see there's our double tweezer bottom, double pin bar off structure. And if you look left, it's 8-hour structure right here at 18,390. The thing that concerns me is we're in between the moving averages and we do have a crossover here. So just take what you see here with a big dose of salt right now. There's way too much going on in Europe for me to be comfortable for a move to the upside just yet. So move was up. Let's just look where we've bounced off. We haven't quite bounced off structure on the 3-hour. So that would be the most logical structure, 18,510. And if we drop down to the hour, you can see there's a pin bar just a little bit higher, which we did look at yesterday, which was too late in the session for us to get to. So that looks like 18,529. Now, if you draw a line from the top here at 18,788 and you bring it down on top of this pin bar, which is your second fractal, 18,656, you will see that that trend line has broken, and it was broken yesterday during the US session. And what's happened is you're pulling back. Now, we are below the moving averages, so a lot of bears would be assuming that that is a rejection. However, in my view, that is not quite a rejection because we had a fairly strong rally off the bottom here. We've been left with a daily pin bar. Okay. Also, we've been left with inverse head and shoulders here. So for me, what's happening here is more than likely a retracement of what's going on, of this previous move to the upside. So yeah, I would wait for the session to start, but what we're looking for is a recapture of 18,530. We're looking for a move up and a pullback to test it. Bear in mind there is a little bit of a gap here just above us, and that is at 18,545. So don't get fooled into the gap closing and then expecting it to continue. It may very well pull back quite deeply, and this is one of the areas. 18,500 would definitely be something to pay attention to. So yeah, I'm going to err on the side of caution. So for me, I want us to clear the highs of yesterday. I want us to close this gap, get above it, come back, and then let me just get rid of this, and then come back and test this area at 18,529. 18,500 is obviously something that you need to pay attention to, and we are hovering around that at the moment. So you could come back and test that and then move to the upside. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Do you want the oscillators looking like that on the 15-minute? The moving averages at the moment don't really concern me just yet, because if you look at this on the hour, a strong move up looks like a decent flag forming, and there is a level of support right here at 18,478. So if that holds, I'd be very curious to see if there's an opportunity for a leg up. A cautious one though, because I do want to be above the moving averages on the hour before assuming that we're in an uptrend. But just looking at yesterday's move, and looking at the US markets, there is something brewing, but I'd also just pay attention to Euro USD. So that is something that's going to affect both the DAX and the S&P 500. So still a day of confusion, ultimately, but I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that it doesn't matter what we think, the buyers are coming in here. The buyers see value at 18,390, 18,400 area, and they are scaling in for some reason. So people know stuff that we don't know. And remember the bigger picture here: strong up, flag, consolidation flag. Oscillators are kind of all over the place, not giving us the feedback we need on the daily. But that is the situation at the moment. And the weekly is just continuing for buyers coming in here for 3 weeks in a row now. So I would be very, very cautious of trying to bet against this at the moment. Yesterday it was looking a bit bearish, and there was quite a few setups all over the place. And we did get going for a bearish move, but you can see how that fizzles out very quickly. Okay, anyway, so that's kind of my view at the moment. Waiting for break of yesterday's highs and a retest of that. Just watch out for the gap above us, because that may just throw a spanner in the works. And looking for inside bars, engulfing bars, and pin bars off the highs of yesterday, which is around 18,530 down to 18,500. If you get that, there's a good opportunity with a tight stop loss below the current low of the day for a move the upside. So that's kind of my view at the moment. I think it's going to be messy still. I don't think it's going to be all a bed of roses. So it's because we're moving averages on a lot of the higher time frames. So ultimately, this is just one big range that we're in at the moment. Okay, that's it for me. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.